All right. Taking the damper valve apart on the 5-ton. Let's unscrew this guy here. These are 11 millimeter size I got on here. Yep, 11 millimeter. I'm gonna hold it together because it's 2 halves, so keep it clamped together until I get both of these out, and then check it out inside. Here we go. Split it apart now. There we go. So definitely some shit in there. Almost seems like metal shavings or metal of some sort. The gasket, actually it might be part of the gasket edge, pretty much right here. I don't know if it'll focus. Try and get that to focus. You can see the gasket edge on that is starting to deteriorate versus the rest of it. So there's one out of there. You can see some of the shit on it. And then you have your plate. And all this is full of diesel fuel. All this is wet with diesel fuel. So definitely be advised of what you're working around when there's fuel around like this. At least it is diesel, but still. Okay, so there's your plate. It's definitely scratched up a bit. Metal plate. Other O-ring. So there's 2 O-rings here, I believe. There's an outer clear one and an inner black one. Let's see if I can get these guys out. You might need a pick for this. If I had a pick handy, it would probably be helpful here. Yeah, okay. So when you separate this, you'll get your clear, thinner O-ring come out, which is right here. This is more like a plasticky O-ring, hard plastic. And then your inner rubber O-ring as well. This is more of the squared off O-ring. So this one honestly doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but considering this one's starting to fall apart. So this one's more of like a saucer almost. I mean, you can tell if you look at the differences between the 2 of them. So this is your back piece with no hole in it. This is your one with the hole that goes out. So this one sits in this side. These 3 pieces go with this piece. And then this little guy goes on the outside right here. So when you order the kit, you get all 5 of these pieces to replace this. So you can pretty much rebuild this unit. You can buy these things too, but the metal's in fine shape. I mean, the actual unit, it's just metal. So unless you have something going on, the metal's in fine shape. Or unless one of your bolts or something's messed up. But yeah, the rest of it's just metal. So you get the four big O-rings, 1, 2, 3, and the plate, and then this little guy. So if anything's different in the kit when I get it, I'll update the video. But this is the fuel damper for the M923 series A1 on the PT pump, on the back of the PT pump. And this is what dampens down the what's the right way to put it? Like the fuel. So when the fuel goes into the PT pump, because it goes through the gears and whatnot, it gets like all spun up and has like yeah, the words are escaping me. Excuse me. It has like turbulence behind it, right? So this dampens it down and makes the fuel delivery more smooth and streamlined. But yeah, I figured I'd throw this online. This will be on the Iron Moose 5-ton page. This is not my 5-ton. This is the Volunteer Fire Company's 5-ton. The problem we were having was this was together on the back of the PT pump, the injection pump, and it was leaking from the bottom bolt right here. Right, these are the threaded side, yeah. Not the threaded side, but the side that actually mounts to the PT pump. So this bolt was through here, and we're actually getting fuel dripping off the bolt. So I don't know if it was leaking from this O-ring here and running down, or if it was leaking out of in between and running down. But we're gonna get that rebuilt and see how it goes. But any questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. But there's your basic fuel damper kit and what's in it. So again, these are 11 millimeter. These were 5/32, I believe. Let me go check real quick. So the Allen key is not marked, but here's the Allen key I used. Fits right in there. Try to get this to focus. Each one has a washer and then a lock washer, so don't lose them when you take it apart. And then these are the threaded bolts. And these two hold the two halves together. You can take these apart on the bench. These two just go through the damper and into the PT pump to hold the damper to the PT pump. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, we're back putting the fuel damper kit back together on the M923A1 5-ton, or 923A1 5-ton, excuse me. And we have the new kit here. Just making sure I got all the pieces together. We have the new kit from Big Mike's Motor Pool. So thank you to him for having the parts and shipping them out quickly. You get all the new O-rings that came out of it. So your two black O-rings, your little one, the plastic O-ring, and the metal plate. You get all new. It's pretty self-explanatory. So on the one with the hole, there is a very small size difference. Let's see if I can get on my glove and you can see it. With the black O-rings, very small. So the smaller one, excuse me, the larger one goes on the side with the hole. All right, so obviously a little tiny guy, this one goes out here, right? And I'm just showing you where these go right now, I'm not putting them back together. Then the smaller one drops onto this guy on the back side. This thing has no hole in it. This is the side the plate goes on. So the smaller one drops on, then the plastic one drops outside of that, and the plastic one should fully seat around the outside of the rubber O-ring, and then your plate would drop on top of that. Right, so there's your plate there. So that's kind of how those three go together. Really straightforward. Big Mike also has a picture on his website. I'll pick the camera up real quick. That I printed out. I just threw it in a Word document, expanded it a bit, and it shows you how it goes back together. If you're ever unsure if you're doing it, just take a video when you take it apart. That way you can look back and see it's actually what I did, and I just finished watching that video to see I had all this right. And then the last piece is some O-ring. So just some silicone O-ring grease. I use Super Lube. not an endorsement for them. I just like their product. Just a very tad bit on all the rubber O-rings just to keep them conditioned and preserved. You know, so everything seals up good. So yeah, pretty straightforward. We'll put it back together and put it on the truck and hopefully fix the leaking problem. If I continue to have issues, whatever, I'll update you. All right, just to show you where that part goes on the actual truck, because the beginning video didn't. So like I said, this is the 923A1, and the part we just rebuilt, the fuel damper, is on the back part of the PT pump here. I gotta get up on the truck. And it's back there. So there's the part we just rebuilt. So you put two halves together with the screws like we showed in the video, and actually I ended up putting a little bit of red thread locker on them just so they don't separate with the vibration. Just a very tiny amount. Get them down, you know, give them a good crank, but no tools, all just hand tight, and then a good, you know, oomph, but no impact gun, no nothing like that. And then bring it up here, set your part on. I put the first, these are Allens on this side, so let me see if I can get this in and around here. I can't see the camera, so hopefully it's a good view. But these two are Allens, this one and this guy here. The handle's in my way. This guy here and this guy here. So I put this guy in first, got him pretty much tight, but not all the way. Put this guy in, and then pushed it over, made sure it was square, and tightened them up pretty much evenly. I did put a little bit of copper anti-seize on each of these threads. So all up there now and tight, and see if it leaks.